rock stars. This is so good. Hey, Kim, there she is. I see you, ma'am. All
Hello,
right.
beautiful.
Got to give a little jazz hands, Kim, so everybody knows where you are. There we go. Hey, we're here a little bit early. Just wanted to say hi to everybody. I'm so glad to see so many people getting on early and getting in the room because we had an explosion of registrants. So I hope there's a seat for everyone who gets here, and you guys can all just give yourself some jazz hands right now because you got here early, which is like really mega super cool. So Kim, I'm wondering if for the recording, you're probably going to do PowerPoint, so we'll be fine. Because otherwise, I don't know if we want the Brady Bunch look or what, but I think you're doing all that on your end. Everybody else who's here, if you're doing stuff that is like overlap or, driving, I guess you're probably okay if you're driving, maybe if you can just listen and still pay attention to the road. But I can tell you, having interviewed Kim many times, that my biggest advice would be focus, get a pen and paper, and get ready to write as fast as your little hands will take you, because we're going to just action pack this. And so do what you can to eliminate any distractions and sit down and really focus, because she is a wealth of information and we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to start in about 4 minutes. If you want, why don't you go onto the chat while we're waiting? If you hover, you'll see like the little chat there, and maybe talk a little bit about any improvements you'd like with your mantras. So talk about how, I know I'm excited too. So go ahead and pop in there and maybe talk about like maybe things that you're saying your mantras for, how you're now remembering to say them, any improvements that you'd like to make. If you feel like sharing your favorite mantras, I would love to see some of those, because this could be a really good exchange for ideas. Let's just hear it. So is everybody finding the chat okay? Let me just see here. Wow, look at who's all here. I see you, Stacy and Elaine and Cindy and Linda and Muskin and Debbie. And oh my gosh, this is so cool. Look at everybody who's here. Awesome. Hey, Joe. Cindy, I'm attracting people who want more. Nice. That's a good one. I like that. I'm attracting people who want more. Absolutely. Very nice. I love it. Who else has got some good mantras? Hi, Nai. Hi, Natasha. Well, this is so fun. Jeremy's in the house. Linda's in the house. This is great. Keep them coming, everybody. And if you're having any trouble with the chat, you can also, can you raise your hand, or can you? No, I guess you can't. No hand raising, but I have a feeling you'll figure it out. Here we go. Angeline says, everything and everyone I need shows up exactly when I need it. Ooh, that's nice. How fun. That's a really fun one. And that's like what you call one of those cover all your bases mantras, right? One of my favorite mantras of all time is every day in every way I'm getting better and better. Like that's an old school from the 70s mantra that's really fun. I gratefully accept the abundance of money flowing to me. Ooh, that just gives me the goosebumps. I love it. And also before I even know what I need. Ooh, Kim's just kicked that one up a notch for you. There you go. It's appearing even before you know it. Oh, yes. You can tell they're good when you get the goosies, can't you? I started calling them the goosies because I started watching World of Dance. Is anybody watching World of Dance? And, Jennifer Lopez, she calls them the goosies. And I'm a big old World of Dance fan. In fact, side note, I think I have a hip hop school for old ladies in my future. So when you're ready, if you're an old lady who wants to learn how to hip hop dance, come and see me, because we're gonna start the first all old lady hip hop group. World of Dance. See, Stacy says, sign me up. All right, I'll let you know. Stay tuned. Data's Dance Club coming soon.
I have to interrupt. I have to tell you, on Facebook, my dance teacher, when I was a professional dancer from 30 years ago, just contacted me and said she's reopening the school. And I said to Cameron, my good Lord, if I'm like in my late 40s, she's got to be like, what? I so want to go back to her dance school, except of course it's a couple of miles away.
totally have to do it. You totally have to. Exactly. How fun. I'm not kidding. My man just laughs at me because I'm like, I'm going to show you how to pop and lock right now. I'm definitely not doing it here, but when I get good at it, you can bet there's going to be a 1 hour lunch hour show of popping and locking.
Awesome.
Is that so good? Okay, we were 60 seconds to in. Now, don't let me distract you with my future dream. What I'm going to be doing, my mantras about Dana's Dance Club. Go ahead and pop in here. If you've got any good mantras or any challenges you're having with your mantras, it's okay. You know, I don't know about you, but sometimes when I say mantras, I feel like I'm lying to myself. Like, it's just like I haven't quite got the wording right. And I'm like, my brain's not buying it 100%. Hi, Joyce. Good to see you here. Okay, keep on coming in with that group chat. We are going to start right now. Hello, hello, hello. Dana Wilde here, and I just want to welcome everybody to this really amazing special guest presentation that we've got. I'm going to do a very quick opening here because I know there's so much goodness in this. I don't want to I want every second we can to get Kim on here, but I want you to know Kim Serafini, she is the CEO and creator of Positive Prime, and she's one of the premier positive psychology experts in the world. She works with some of the best people that you can ever imagine in the happiness industry. We've got people like Jack Canfield and Joe Vitale and Bob Proctor and David Wolf, who's doing all sorts of good stuff in nutrition, and Sean Acor. I mean, she has just amassed a group of amazing experts, and she works with them and explains how to use your brain and how the brain works in so many interesting ways that make it easy to understand. I could listen to her all day long, and this is one of the easiest interviews and workshops for me because, as you'll see, my only job will be to rein her in every so often because I can just put a nickel in her and she'll be like, yeah, let me tell you more about the brain. I know you're going to love this because today we're going to talk about the 5 reasons why your mantras might not be working as well as you think they could be, or maybe you're not getting any results from them. And we're going to show you a cool new tool that will help you improve on them. So Kim, with that, I say let the show begin. Maybe we should start talking about, why don't I let you just take it away and tell me where you want to start. If you want to start with point number 1 or an introduction or whatever you like, the floor is yours.
Oh, I love you. I love you. I love you. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. It is an absolute joy, an honor, a privilege. I feel so blessed. It really is incredible, right? I have about a weekend's workshop worth of material to actually go through in 30 minutes, 45 minutes or thereabouts, right? So hang on. It's going to be really fast. But actually, do you know what? Change can be easy and it can also be swift. And the interesting thing is that I have devoted the last 10 years of my life to actually creating a piece of technology that harnesses the very best and latest from neuroscience and positive psychology and change management and quantum physics. And I'm really lucky because when I come across somebody who is exceptional and outstanding as an academic researcher, or as somebody about to do a deal with Oprah, I'll tell you a bit more about that, or somebody who's just about to roll out a program for hundreds of thousands of people with the Minister of Health in the UK. Do you know what? They look at what I've got and they understand that it's better than gold. It is literally phenomenal. And I don't say that so I'm trying to impress you. I just want to impress upon you. What we are going to discuss is so unique. It's very precious. It's outstandingly potent. And we've done the scientific research now that actually proves it also works, which is, as you can imagine, just a savior for me because I can put my hand on my heart and I say, you know what? I have really exacting standards and everybody in my team knows that. But we can actually give you something that is undoubtedly the very best there is in the world. So over the next little while, I'm going to go through a little PowerPoint presentation, but I want to lay a really quick foundation. Dana, you will know some of this as well. So we have the ability to take in 11 million bits of information per second, but depending upon our reticular activating system, our RAS, we attenuate or we pay attention to only 40 bits of information. Sean Acor talks about it as the blizzard and the snowflakes. So If you don't know who Sean is, I want you to write this down. I want you to go Google him later, S-H-A-W-N, Achor, A-C-H-O-R. He's a Harvard University graduate researcher. He is absolutely one of the most beautiful, gorgeous, divine human beings on the planet. He's so lovely, but he is also brilliant, as is his wife, Michelle Geelan. And they have a research institute. I'm telling you, they've got contracts worth millions of dollars with about 50 of the Fortune 100, not even the Fortune 500, right? So they do research at all sorts, Google, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He's very famous for his TED Talk. So you absolutely should be watching his TED Talk. It's inspiring, it's funny, and the content is just exquisite. Well, I sent a little email to Sean many years ago and I said, look, I've created this thing. We've done some cortisol testing. We've put some, swabs in people's mouths and we're seeing a significant change. I'm pretty sure that it'll be able to be verified and replicated. And he said to me, oh, do you know, biomarker testing is so sexy, Kim. I really want to have a look at what you've got. Now, never would have I have known that at the time he had done a deal with Oprah Winfrey for his own Science of Happiness course. So interestingly enough, the reality is he had to do the research because he had to figure out what was actually going on, because he wanted to include what is positive prime, and in particular what we call a session, into his course that was with the Oprah Winfrey. So I need for you to actually really get this. I'm going to show you a PowerPoint presentation and it has about 100 slides, and you need to trust and have faith that your brain is actually going to process everything that you are seeing, even if you can't read the words because you're not a fast reader, okay? Your other than consciousness, which is, I have to say, it's like the ocean that the iceberg swims in. So imagine that the iceberg has the bit above the water and that's your conscious, the bit of under the water, that's your subconscious, and everybody's seen those images and we all know the subconscious is vast compared to the conscious. Well, the other than consciousness, the actual ocean that the iceberg is bobbing around in, that's the game that we're playing here. It's way beyond just conscious and subconscious, okay? So the interesting thing is that you actually have about 50,000 thoughts a day, somewhere between 40 and 60,000, okay? Let's just go with 50,000. And I want you to really feel this as I say it. In 1 week, 7 days, that's 350,000 thoughts a week. No wonder we're exhausted. Like, seriously, that's what our brain's doing, right? It's unbelievable, isn't it? Right? Now, scientists actually do know that around about 50 to 70% of those automatic thoughts are actually negative, okay? They're called ANTs, automatic negative thoughts. So if in 1 month, about, whatever, 350,000 thoughts a day, times 52 weeks, divided by 12 months, you've got 1.5 million thoughts a month. That means you have 6.7 million thoughts a year. If you're about 40 or more, as some of us are, that means you've had over 250 million thoughts, right?
Right. Kim?
250 million thoughts.
I love that statistic, and I'm sure you've heard the one about what percentage of them are the same thoughts you've had yesterday. Have you heard that? Yeah. 96%, right? Are you getting to that? Because I just think that is shocking.
Do you know, I love that you know that, right? So here's the other thing. Our brain is only 2% of our body weight, but it is metabolically expensive, right? It actually takes up 20% of our energy reserves. So as we understand or fathom just how remarkable our brains are, and in particular our minds are, and then we think about this other than consciousness soup or the matrix that we're in, right? We actually have a deeper respect and admiration for ourselves. We are magnificent. We're magical. We're amazing. And if only we could just harness that, leverage that, and use it for our benefit, to our advantage, right? So we've been misled, I think, for a long, long, long time, in that change is something that we actually really don't like and we're not good at and we hate it and it's difficult. But the truth is, we're wired not to actually like change. That's the truth. That's a neuroscientific truth. But actually, it's very easy to change. And what I really want to help you understand here today is there are a couple of clues and there are a couple of key ingredients. So I'm going to go through them as fast as I can. Imagine each one is like a Tahitian black pearl on a string, and we're going to create this gorgeous necklace, you know, a bit like these Tahitian pearls here. Anyway, so when we actually put them together, we're going to know something amazing. So I'm going to screen share for a moment, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to actually demonstrate to you exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to show it to you, and you're going to love it. Okay, so let me just go quickly to the presentation. And I want you to know that you are taking in all this information, even if I go fast, okay? I'm going to whiz through it and then I'm going to come back. All right. So it is loading, and there are a couple of other aspects I want you to know. Oh, no, I don't want to share it. I actually just want to present it. Actually, you can have it if you like. I'm very, very open. I'm very generous. And the more of you who know this, the more of you who can share it, the more lives you can change. It's an absolute delight for me. So, do you know, just as an aside, I had my hair done yesterday into little tight ringlets. I've never done that before by the hairdresser when I slept with it. It makes me feel so much more fun.
It suits you too. It suits your personality. I love it.
It just feels playful. And you know what? I'm pretty sure all of you know about your vibe or your mood. I listened to some great music before I got on here, and it's literally just 6 a.m. But I was up at 4 o'clock. I was in the shower. I was feeling blessed that I was going to spend time with you. All right, so we're going to go through how do you change your beliefs and how do you do it in less than 3 minutes a day, because it is possible. We're talking about a proprietary, unique formula. It has neuroscience built into it. It has the best outcomes or findings about gratitude built into it. It has the best theories as it relates to change management. And something really, 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 really key is our accelerated learning and development formula that allows you to actually acquire an enormous amount of information super easily, quickly, organically. Okay, so we're actually going to talk about how do you apply this for your vision, for your creative visualization, for your ability to manifest, for your ability to actually cause and create and take action so that you live the dreamiest, most ideal life possible. And it is possible, okay? I actually am really very well known for something called the incubation effect. So it's actually about divine timing. If you have a goal that in the matrix will take around about a year to manifest, if you start that today, it will manifest in a year's time. But if you start that next week, then the result will actually show up in a year and a week's time. And it's the same for if that thing's going to take 3 months and you don't get started for another 3 months, it won't arrive for you to experience and savor for 6 months. It's a radical thought, but the truth is you must take the tiniest, babiest, smallest, cutest, littlest step absolutely in the moment whenever you feel inspired, because you literally then invoke the incubation effect. So whatever it is that's unfolding will start in that moment, okay? So a lot of people like me are super impatient and they're wondering why whatever is out there hasn't yet shown up. Well, it's often because you haven't taken enough of these little baby steps soon enough, fast enough, early enough, okay? So everybody's got that. All right. Most people don't know that I'm actually a best-selling author of a book called I Am Grateful for Life. And the interesting thing is that I got to that because I was absolutely fascinated from everything that I learned in the spa industry. I am actually the inventor of what is now commonly known as hot stone massage. But when I developed it, I actually called it lithos therapy because it's the ancient Greek word for rock. Lithos actually means rock. And so we used heated and chilled marble sculptures in therapeutic massage. Yes, that's me. Yes, that's the background of where I live in Australia. And I trained over 5,000 therapists, and some of them in the Himalayas and in the Middle East and throughout Asia, et cetera, et cetera. That's me. But I'll tell you what happened. I realized that so much of our vibrancy, our well-being actually has to do with our emotions. And they, of course, are arising out of our thoughts. And I learned that 15 minutes of anger is actually worth a packet of cigarettes that you've smoked in terms of acid production inside your body. Do you get that? 15 minutes of anger in one day, rage or seething.
Wow, I'm
or
typing that, you guys.
Right? It is super critical, absolutely essential that we learn how to actually raise our vibration, be in a higher frequency, be joyful and happy. It's got everything to do with the beautiful alkalinity of our body, our ability to heal, and I could go on and on and on. And one of the best emotions for you to actually increase oxygen absorption out of your blood system is actually gratitude, right? I sold lots of these books. I had over 500 beauty salons and day spas who would buy boxes of books and actually give them to their clients, their special clients, and also sell them as a retail item. So I was very lucky. I became a best-selling author in the fastest time possible, and I wasn't even trying to be an author. Okay, so I have had the opportunity to work with lots of people, Jack Canfield, Marcy Shimoff, from Chicken Soup for the Soul, etc. Christine Carlson from Don't Sweat the Small Stuff is actually one of my very best friends. They've sold, I think, over 30 million copies of books in that series. She's been on Oprah and everything else like that. I've also worked with Dr. Paul Shealy. I don't know if you know him, but he actually works with like Bill Harris from HoloSync. He's the inventor, essentially, of a lot of the technology that most of the transformational leaders use in terms of accelerated learning and development. And when he actually looked at Positive Prime, he said in 30 years as one of the leaders of the Transformational Leadership Council, he had never seen anything like it. Same as Mike Dooley, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm just going to whiz through the rest. And I'm going to tell you that one of the most exquisite manifestations of my life is Sean and Michelle doing the efficacy research to prove that sessions actually work, so that he could include it in his 21 Days to a Happy Life course with Oprah. That actual course has actually been removed now because it's gone in-house to companies like Google. I do lots of speaking. I do lots of change management consulting. I still use this as a tool in the corporate world. I want you to know that this tool has actually literally had millions of dollars flow into my life, and it can for you too. It absolutely can. But even more than that, it can actually help you to access something so much more priceless than that, so much more valuable. And that is your connection to, quite frankly, I believe, the angelic realm. Now, I'm a little bit crazy because I am definitely out there on the esoteric end, even though I'm very scientific. And most people know that Serafini, my surname, actually means it's of the Seraphonite family, which is a crystal, which is like direct access to the angels. And I do lots of energetic healing. I have all sorts of people who come to me who, quite frankly, are going through some kind of traumatic or serious disease diagnosis and healing program. I do all sorts of other kind of healing consultations for people who might be going through a divorce or bankruptcy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that is actually key to one of the things that I'm going to offer for you today. So the truth is, when we feel brighter, we are actually going to be brighter intellectually. And there is a lot of science around this. There is an actual program that I'm going to invite you to participate in, where I can teach you everything that you need to know from a neuroscience, positive psychology, and change management perspective, so that you can dive much deeper and you can harness all of this and you can actually use it with your own community or your own clients, if you like. So the problem with today is that we actually have a lot of negativity assaulting us. And it's not fair, because it actually seriously does adversely impact us. You can go and Google lots about negative priming and you can see the ill health effects that it causes. But when you are positively primed, your brain is so amazing that you actually create this area in your brain that starts to light up. You're firing, creativity is improved, solutions-orientated thinking happens. We actually positively primed people who were involved in hospital setting. We gave them case studies and they came to more accurate diagnoses faster after they were positively primed. And it only takes about 3 minutes for this to happen inside your brain. We actually gave maths students who were going into exams at MIT, it was really critical for them to perform at their peak, and those that have been positively primed outperformed themselves. It's the same actually if we do it with the flip. Negatively primed people actually didn't, in the hospital setting, didn't come to an accurate diagnosis, not even didn't come to an accurate diagnosis, right? So it's not that it's only a bit right and it takes a bit longer. They actually didn't come to correct, accurate diagnoses. So it's really critical that what we're talking about is amazing. Now, there are reasons why we struggle to change. And I'm going to go into that as I'm showing you why this works. It's amazing, okay? So don't worry about taking this in. As I said, your brain is actually taking it in. What we have is we have a tool that is like 1,000 flashcards, and it's flowing in front of you, and it's exquisite, and I'm going to show you what it's like. And interestingly enough, not just any images, not just any words, there's a reason why you'll see the name of the viewer inserted into it. But it is absolutely spectacular when you see photographs of yourself and your life and your dreams and your memories inside it as well. So we're going to talk about some of the ingredients. One is the Duchenne smile. You're going to see amazing smiles. And those smiles, when your mirror neurons process those smiles, you actually start to produce more serotonin, dopamine, and oxytocin. There's messages sent to your endocrine system. You actually have this chemical cocktail inside of you, and you are literally primed to perform better, absolutely at your peak. You will have your feelings actually unlocked, right? It is so expressive for you. We're going to go into some other aspects of it. So these are the smiles. When you see genuine, sincere, real smiles, your brain doesn't know whether you are smiling or you're looking at smiling. And in everyday life, particularly in an office situation, most people don't see lots and lots and lots of smiles. And so they don't have these really nourishing, self-loving chemical cocktails created inside their body of these amazing hormones and neurotransmitters. When you see lots of greenery, it's actually boosting your immune system. When you see lots of round shapes, it's actually making you softer and more gentle, more diplomatic, polite, and courteous. When you see this, if you know Amy Cuddy's TED Talk, you know that what we're actually doing is producing testosterone in our bodies. When we see this, we don't even have to be doing this. We actually feel more confident. It's called your mirror neuron reaction. When you see random acts of kindness, you will actually be more socially inclined to actually be compassionate. It's really important for all of us to see these images of thoughtfulness and consideration. When we see actual photographs of connection, what actually happens is we start to actually produce more of the bonding chemical cocktail in our body. We become much better at reaching out to people and making sure that we develop rich rapport. Now, it's not just images. You'll see very, very clever, very well-researched, specifically written mantras, pieces of advice, suggestions, affirmations. We actually build in a lot of what is really the body of science around appreciative inquiry. Of course, Anthony Robbins calls his affirmations incantations. Noah St. John talks about affirmations. We actually have the whole lot in, of course. Our beautiful Dana talks about mantras. But when you ask your brain a question, your brain is so amazing, it goes in search of evidence to answer the question. So the questions need to be exquisite. Like, how can I be my very best? The minute that your brain processes that, it goes off and it gives you answers that are enriching and empowering. They're amazing, okay? So there are over 800 images in each one of these things called a session. Let's call it a program. It's like a summary or the essence of messages. And there are over 200 statements that are actually interdispersed so you can see them through. I'm going to answer some questions very soon. There's all sorts of what we call sessions inside Positive Prime. For sleeping, for self-esteem, for confidence, for patience, for parenting, for romance, and all sorts of other things. But the three breakthroughs in this technology actually have much more to do with the way that it works. So when you press play, I want you to imagine it reshuffles the 1,000 flashcards because your brain, from a neuroscience point of view, absolutely needs novelty in order for it to be engaged and in order for it to be productive, okay? So every single time you press play, it reshuffles the deck, and it does that for infinity, right? You get millions upon millions of different associative conditioning opportunities. We need a whole hour to talk about that. We also get to actually speed up the control, because if you watch these 1,000 frames on speed 1, it'll take you an hour or so. But if you go and you actually insert the amount of time, you've got like 3 minutes, it will actually play all 1,000 frames inside that 3 minutes. Why is that important? Because if it's going really fast, it's bypassing the conscious critical judgment factors of your prefrontal cortex. It's going straight in. It's not being resisted. It's not being rejected. It's not actually being thrown out. It's not being argued with, debated with. It's literally going into your other than consciousness, and it's starting to actually permeate your cells.
Yeah, Kim, I have to recap a couple of things you said, because I really want people to get how powerful this is. Okay, so she talked about the images. You know how you see a traditional mind movie, like quote unquote mind movie from the olden days, and it would be like, I am abundant, and it would take like 8 minutes to go across, 80 seconds to go across the thing. And by that time, your conscious mind is arguing with it, right? And you watch the movie, and it's like, it's the same pictures, the same words, the same pictures, and your brain gets bored and you get bored. And so I really want you to hear the power of what she said. The images in this new program use Duchenne smiles. They use the color green and round and open arms and happy images and bright images, and they go by so fast that your mirror neurons in your brain have the effect and see the sentences, but your conscious mind doesn't have an opportunity to argue with what you're seeing. So all of these sentences, these positive sentences, not only are you having to create new neural networks, new synapses to actually take in this information, because it changes every single time. So your brain is like, it's just lighting up with information. You're bypassing that critical conscious mind, and it's going straight into your unconscious mind. And it changes every time you play it, and in 3 minutes or less. Okay, so I just had to really drive that home, like the power of this technology. Yeah, Deecherell knows, right? It's crazy. And I just have to read what Gail said here too. Gail said, Kim doesn't even need to say another thing. I'm in. Anyone who is seeing this, totally get this app. Best investment ever. So Kim, go ahead. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I really wanted to make sure that people got it. Like, there's nothing like this. Nothing.
No, there isn't. And interestingly enough, okay, so I have to tell you, it's not that the actual information goes to your subconscious. You really need to understand this. It goes to your other than consciousness, because everything in your conscious and subconscious actually is born up out of, arises out of the other than consciousness. Okay, that is your connection to Mother Nature, to the cosmos, to each other, to the divine, to your past and your future. You must play in the other than consciousness. And in order for that to happen, you need speed. Okay? So the other thing is that, let's just get real for a moment. If you've got a slideshow with 100 of the best photographs that is your vision board, or you've got 100 photographs that is the best summary of the highlights of your life, so that it actually is more like a gratitude journal pictorially, the reality is that with a quarter of a billion thoughts, which by the way means about 125 million have been negative, how many of these flashcards do you think you need to see in order for you to actually change at your cellular level, so that you are on autopilot for extreme joy, gratitude, love, compassion, right? Now, the reason why we have actually created this particular technology that allows you to access lots of different content is because I want to give you an example. You might be able to close your eyes and creatively visualize and meditate on your ideal future. And that ideal future might be you completely healed from some kind of extraordinary health challenge that you're facing right now, right? But the fact is that if you're not there yet, you might not actually be able to access that, right? We don't know what we don't know, and we can't know actually what we don't know. Epistemically, it's difficult to access, right? It's complex. That's why we need role models and mentors who've already been there, done that, achieved that, enjoyed that, and can teach us. They actually provide this energetic superhighway, right? So I want you to think about this. In the Positive Prime Library, we have lots of different sessions. Let's just say we have one from Dana. Oh, guess what we do? Get ready to write this down, okay? So everybody is going to go to, don't rush ahead. I need to say this. You need to follow the instructions perfectly, okay? Don't do it right now. Let us finish first. Is that okay? All right, so positiveprime.com, positiveprime.com, just .com, positiveprime.com. Then you'll see a little button, I'll show it to you actually, that says sign up for free today. You're going to get a form where you're going to create an account. It's actually going to allow you to put in a referral code. The referral code you're putting in is train your brain, all one word, no spaces, and all little letters, no caps. Train your brain. Got it? Right. And then create your account. What's going to happen is you're going to be inside this beautiful new back end, this dashboard. And because you've used that referral code, you are going to be gifted with Dana's abundance session. In fact, I'm going to show it to you. Now, I want you to know that one of these sessions, when we charge companies or we charge, authors or speakers or trainers or coaches to actually create their own piece of content with us, we charge $5,000 US. We actually are relaunching the program, and we're starting a new cohort with, basically some new students who are going to certify in June, but I'll get to that. The reality is Dana is gifting this to you, which means that she is giving you the essence, the summary, the perfection, the gorgeousness of her mantras, her mindset, her attitude, her suggestions, her advice, her beliefs. It's her pouring herself out energetically to you. So if you want to achieve what Dana has achieved and go beyond and actually rise together, then you actually need to effectively absorb her. And you can do that by watching her session. It'll be like she's here on your shoulder 24/7. Now, I'm going to be really super clear with you at the moment because we have upgraded and we have entirely new and improved
hold on, I got to tell you this, Kim. You're going to want to hear this. Gail says, friends, for real, the last time I did Dana's abundance course, I inherited $54,000. Not even kidding. The universe is incredible. We use Kim's app every day when this took place. There you go. I'll tell you something else too, just so you know, for those of you who are following me for a long time, these are really well-crafted mantras, perfect language mantras that were specifically chosen for abundance. And so I can't stress enough what Kim says. This is a really, not only powerful technology combined with the best of brain training too.
Dana, I love that you've said that actually, because I'm going to dive in right there. Yeah. Even those people who are experienced will create a session for us and they'll want to call it I am unstoppable or I am unlimited. And because your other than consciousness sees the word stop and limit, guess what happens? You limit yourself and you stop yourself. You must have language. Like, I can't say to you, this undoubtedly is the best because doubt is introduced. If I say to you, this absolutely is the best, that's what your brain hears. I have to tell you, we have a service that we can offer to you where we actually help you with your mantras. And just like the lady at the very beginning said, everything and everyone I want arrives to me in perfect timing. You know what's even better is if it arrives to you before you even need it, right? So you don't actually have to be waiting to the last second. Is it going to arrive? When is it going to arrive? I hope it arrives. I wish it arrives, right? So you get my point. So in this particular service, we can actually look at your mantras and we can make sure that they are actually perfectly crafted so that you have your own goal statements, you have your own pieces of advice to you, you have your own statements appearing inside this. Now, I have to really I have to continue, don't I, Dana? Let's just whiz past.
I want to answer, could you answer one quick question? Somebody wants to know if they've already have a Positive Prime account, can they email you with like the code and say, can you give them Train Your Brain for Abundance for free just because they attended here?
Do you know what? We've got something even better from that. If you wait to the end, we're going to give you an extra session as a gift. So here's what I need for everybody to do. If you actually already had an account in the previous version.
No, this is positive. She's talking Positive Prime account.
Oh, totally. Absolutely. If you've already got a Positive Prime account, then quite frankly, absolutely, we will gift you Train Your Brain. All you need to do is email us. Ready? support@positiveprime.com. support@positiveprime.com. And we will actually make sure that the session is in your drop-down menu. Okay, so I need to also say this. At the moment, because of where we're at with completely rebuilding this, because we've got some amazing opportunities, in fact, I'm going to dive in. We're actually involved in the fanciest medical grade EEG device, right? So we've been able to prove that when you watch sessions and you have one of these incredible EEG devices, which is like, you know, if Muse is a toy, this is like, I don't know, friggin' the top of Mount Everest difference. And this is actually being rolled out in a huge program, a mental health program in the United Kingdom with clinical research, etc. So do you know, we actually know for a fact, and we can measure it, that when you watch Positive Prime sessions, we activate much more gamma and much more alpha and theta, right? We actually also reduce beta, right?
Look,
so you
I
won't actually get
goosebumps.
stress, right?
I love this, Kim, so much. Oh, it's so good. Okay,
So
hit me. Let's see it.
Because we're upgrading to that, the reality is that everything at the moment is via Google Chrome. We are actually developing a new app because we have to integrate, get this with virtual reality, which has made my life a lot more complicated and sophisticated in the last couple of weeks. So please bear with us because we are creating an app, but it's not ready yet, and that's because we have to integrate it into another piece of technology, so we have to rebuild the whole thing. Okay, so I'm going to rush out of here. And because we're on Zoom and we're using the internet, the reality is that it's slightly difficult, but we are going to go straight to actually showing you. Right, so here we are, so we remind ourselves. We're going to transform our lives in just 3 minutes a day. I'm going to say watch every session slowly to begin with and then speed it up, all right? Then you'll actually learn how to do it for only 1 or 2 minutes to begin with, right? So again, this is the little button you're looking for. Can you see sign up today, this little green button at positiveprime.com? And that's where you're going to put Train Your Brain all in little small letters, no spaces, Train Your Brain, and you're actually going to receive Dana's session. If you want to actually know about the efficacy research, we have the statement on our website. I think it is important for some people to go and read that. But we don't really want here. I'm actually flicking through. Do you know, Zoom has taken over my screen. Bear with me. I'm getting there, I promise. Okay, here's being happier. Now, I'm actually in. Should we do Train Your Brain for Abundance?
Sure.
Yes.
Let's see, let them get a feel for what it's like. They're going to love it. And you see how the runtime is automatically 15 minutes. So you can start there or you can speed it up and make it 3 minutes or whatever you like.
Ready? Let's do 3 minutes.
It's
going to take a little while to load.
Yeah, and because we're using like 8 million different, this is, total. We should start thinking of like your brain like CPU overload, right? Total CPU overload because they got all of this different stuff open and the Zoom and the cameras and everything else. And we're going to look at it here small, but you can, maybe you can even make it full size once it opens up.
Okay, and you know what the other thing is, Dana, I'm actually going to say to you, it looks like my internet's actually really super slow because this normally takes like a second to start loading.
Okay. Hang on, I have a quick question from D. Terrell. I think I'm giving her the right answer. D. Terrell says, what if she already has a Mind PT account with Dana's program in it? Sign up for a Positive Prime account and get it in there too, because you're going to see why in just a second when we get it. Oh, here it is. It's right there.
Absolutely. Okay, so make sure you say how you're feeling. I'm feeling super happy at the moment. Now I'm going to continue to the session. There is standard music. I'm actually going to mute that. As you can see, there's a little button down the bottom.
Yeah.
And you can see how fast this is whizzing by. And this is even when we've got an internet bandwidth problem.
Oh yeah, this is way slower, but at least it gives you a feel of the pictures and stuff you're looking at. It whizzes by. Like how many pictures would you say you see in 3 minutes? How many pictures go by your brain in 3 minutes, Kim?
1,000.
1,000 pictures in 3 minutes. And it is, I challenge anybody to go in and watch a session when you're not feeling 100% and come out and you just feel like amazing.
Totally. We have tens of thousands of members, I have to tell you. Now, there are 5 things about turning this into a vision board and a gratitude journal. Are you ready to hear them? Number
Yes.
1, okay? Most people don't actually manifest what's on their vision boards because they're not in a great mood when they're looking at their vision board. All right, so the science of positive priming is so solid. It's absolutely, completely been verified a billion times, right? When you are looking, I want you to imagine that what you've done is you've uploaded your own collection of private photographs into this session. And every one of your personal photos are actually interdispersed in between these frames. So you could have an actual session that's 2,000.
Now, Kim, let me say that again, because I want people to really get this, because this is a big upgrade. And in fact, I think of all the upgrades you've done, this is my favorite upgrade. And that is, you can take your personal happy photos of your life. And let's face it, even me, I'm getting to be like the selfie queen and the Instagram, queen taking photos every day. But you could also even stage some photos if you want. Like, let's say you imagine yourself getting a award. Well, you could take a fake picture of you with that award, or you could take a picture of you with a pretend cover, like of the book that you want published, or, whatever your dreams are, you could stage a photo like that. And you put them, you can actually, instead of just going with the pictures that Kim has picked out, which are amazing, you can put your own personal pictures in there. That's huge, huge. That's all I got to say.
It is huge. It is huge. And do you know, Dana, because our formula has put in the photographs that boost your immune system and also produce serotonin, dopamine, and oxytocin, because there are enough Duchenne smiles in there, and because there are enough pictures of nature and absolutely stunning images that actually produce this experience of awe and wonder in you, what's interesting is that you're going to be in a positively primed state of mind, state of being as you're looking at your personal photographs, which is absolutely key. All right. So if you look at your vision board and you're feeling frustrated, disappointed, angry, worried, fearful, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, do you know what we're going to do? We're actually going to move out of here, and we're going to go back and we're going to play it slower, because we may as well watch it again whilst we're actually, and look at this, I earned 5 credits.
Yeah, so I know. Just for watching, it's the greatest. It's like, I think I'll watch it again and earn another 5 credits.
Oh, okay. And I feel better now. Okay, so now I have to tell you up here, credits. Look, I've got 15,560 credits. Everybody who uses Dana's referral code, they actually are gifted an extra 120 credits. So all of you with a new account should see that you have 120 credits, right? So you can go to the shop and you can actually go and acquire another session to add to your account. Your brain needs novelty, okay? Your brain must have lots of new stimuli that's really empowering, that helps you to learn and grow and develop. And so the reason why we have a particular membership that gives you 2 new sessions every single month is because you should be actually consuming at least 2 new programs every single month. All right. And you'll find them in the shop, and you can go buy.
Kim, you show where the shop is and show what this program is, because the idea is if you're getting new sessions, your brain doesn't get fatigued from seeing the same thing. So obviously one of the beauty pieces of this program is that it shuffles every time and you've got new stimuli every time. But, we're humans. If you're watching just one thing, as good as it may be, train your brain for abundance, you're going to watch that 50, 70, or 100 times. You're going to want to switch it up to make it more effective. If you switch it up with other things, it's going to be more effective, even if those things are about weight loss or relationships or some other topic that you want to improve your life.
Totally. Absolutely. I'll give you another example, right? There's one here called Improving Performance by Kim Jackson. Just happens to be another Kim. She coincidentally is Australian, which is a bit bizarre. But she is one of the leading coaches in Hollywood, and she actually teaches actors. She created this so that they could actually watch it prior to an audition or prior to one of their performances, either on stage or in front of the camera. She's outrageously successful. Here's a true story. She actually referred to me a high-level VIP coaching client. He happens to be a very successful actor who lives in New York. We went through this process. He actually paid us a lot of money to personalize his session. We've got a new product or a new service that actually reduces that to, like, you know, a tiny percentage. But anyway, Mayumi, who's my executive assistant, actually worked on this with me, with the client. We said to him, tell us what stages you want to appear on. Tell us who are the directors and the producers you want to work with. We'll go and actually curate the photos. We'll get them from Google Images. We'll upload them into your own private collection. Okay?
Brilliant.
And we'll put them inside Improving Performance so you can watch them. You wouldn't believe it. Out of the blue, he got an invitation to the Sundance Film Festival. Out of the blue, he got invited to a particular screening. Out of the blue, he met some guy who invited him to a party. He went to that party that night. He drives up and out of the city, and guess what? It's the #1 producer he wanted to meet and the #1 writer. He rings me almost hyperventilating saying, did you do that? And I said, no, your other than consciousness in the quantum soup did it for you, but you actually primed yourself and you were in such a positive state when you were looking at these images. Now get this, we asked him about movies that really help him to feel what his craft is about. Mayumi found posters of these videos. At that party, he met the most powerful agent in LA. He gets invited to a meeting. He's sitting in the office of this particular human being, looks up on the wall, and there is the poster of the film. Right?
Unreal. That is just so crazy. Don't you flippin' love it? Like, it's so amazing what the brain can do. And you mentioned the quantum field, and I really wish that we could do like a whole nother workshop on that, because when she's talking about, when I talk about the unconscious mind and Kim is talking about the other than consciousness, you have to understand that we are just now starting to tap the possibility of our connectedness. And I mean, we could just go on and on and on, but it's such an amazing time to be alive when we're actually being able to prove that this stuff is not just woo-woo, it's actual science and it exists. So that's all I'll say about that.
Totally. And, you know, I mean, you know, Dana, you and I love Esther Hicks and Abraham, right?
Yeah.
The truth is, we are all like vacuum cleaners and we're all doing these perfect lines along our carpet, right? But if we're not plugged into the electricity source, we're not going to suck anything in.
I couldn't have said it better myself, Kim. That was very, very well said. And we've got a lot of Abraham fans here too. So they're all 100% with you on this. I love it.
Okay, so we've had this presented to people like Deepak Chopra, who actually understands that this puts you in the gap. So for people who understand about manifesting in the gap, you have to be between those two slides. It's the real art of surrender and letting go. This actual software does it to you, for you, naturally, organically, right? It is absolutely
and that can't be overstated. I think that that's the thing that is the real big shift here that's so nice about this is most of us don't need one more thing on our to-do list every day. But when we're talking about just 3 minutes and doing something that's going to put you in a positive, happy frame of mind, you know, and if you want, you can always do it another time during the day if you want, like before bed, you know, but just do it once a day. And you really realize like it is easy. Remember how Kim started out saying it doesn't have to be hard to change your brain. We've been marketed a whole bunch of stuff about like all this stuff is like deep-seated and you're stuck with it, but it's not true. The brain is, we now know for a fact, it's ready and willing and easy to change. You just have to be using the right tools, and that's what's so exciting.
Okay, so guess what? We're going to continue really quickly with just a few other little things here, right? So can you see, I'm going to go here. Can you see how it says slower and faster? Start slower, okay? So come down to speed 1 when you first begin, and actually really emotionally engage. I'm going to give you another really quick story, okay? Here in Australia, we all understand drought. Some of you will too. Instead of praying and hoping and wishing for rain to come, like the ground is parched, you're worried that the seeds that you've planted won't germinate. You may not have a crop. You may not have whatever it is that you want. You're getting the feeling, right? When you hope and wish and pray for rain, it's highly likely not going to come. And that's because it's the energy of hoping, wishing, and wanting and needing. It's not being in this place where you actually imagine walking outside, you feel expansive, you feel incredibly grateful to the gods of the clouds or the rains or whatever it is, and you realize your feet are in a puddle and they're wet, and then you can feel the squishy mud between your toes, and then you can smell the freshness, the absolute aliveness of rain coming and soaking this gorgeous ground that actually is our Mother Earth. All right? That energy of gratitude and appreciation and thankfulness of what has transpired is actually what's necessary. So watch the session slowly, and I'll give you an example. When you see this, imagine yourself diving into the water. Imagine how that water feels. Don't worry about how you're getting to Bora Bora. I think that's French Polynesia, one of my favorite places on the planet. But then I grew up in Papua New Guinea on, you know, like that for me is equatorial DNA. Palm trees is just that's my happy place. So when you see this, feel what it feels like to actually have support. Feel what it feels like to dance. Don't worry about what needs to happen in order for you to feel like dancing. Just go straight to dancing, right? You with me?
Love it.
When you're watching these sessions, be in it. Feel that. Did you see that little girl? Feel it. Now, there's an amazing video by Professor Kim Cameron on the heliotropic effect, which is about sunflowers. I'll send it to everybody, or I'll include it in our private group, because that is just like a must piece of research. You will all love it. All right, so I'm open to receiving. I'm clear and focused. You get the idea, don't you? Now, with your personal images, you must, absolutely must. Do you get it? You must have at least 100 photographs that are the highlights of your life. Graduating, the best moments of your life. You actually need to be in vibrational alignment with what you have already achieved and accomplished, that you're actually proud of and that you're grateful for. It's not just about the future. Most vision boards are way too future orientated, right? You actually must. If you want to go on a cruise to Alaska, or you want to 1,000 other things for a vacation, your ideal best holiday in the next year or two, you must have photographs of the best vacation that you've ever had, like a memory that triggers you, that puts you in the energy of, guess what? I remember and I can savor that holiday that I've already had, or that vacation in the past. And it will literally like lasso, it'll put the energy around the other images that you've got that might be of your future ideal vacation spot, right? So point number 1, you must have photographs of people that you love, dogs, cats, horses. You need triggers for everything that's going to put you in an experience of having experience, being blessed, being fortunate, being incredibly lucky, you get it, right? So most people create these vision boards, but they don't have 100 photographs at an absolute minimum that are of their past and the highlights, the magnificence, right? And then 100 photographs of your goals, of what you want in the future. That's at a minimum, right? Minimum. Now, the truth is most people are really super busy, and they just don't have time to go and curate 200 photographs for themselves. So they might have this idea, oh, I'd really like to go to Alaska on a cruise, but they don't already have a group of photographs ready of cruises in Alaska. Guess what we do? And that's part of our service for you, all right? And it's only available to our VIP clients who are in our concierge service. So if we were going to actually do the personalization for you and upload photographs for you and tag them and actually personalize a session for you, how much do you think we'd want to charge?
Let's see. Why don't you guess, guys? Who wants to guess? What do you think being able to personally have a concierge service where they take your desires and dreams and wishes? It's almost like having somebody personally curate a bunch of stuff for your vision board, except times 100, because it's going to be that many more images. Here we go. $550, $5,000, $500, more than I could afford. You guys are funny. That's good. I love it.
Okay,
2,000.
So
yeah, here we go.
it's affordable and it's accessible. Okay, so we're going to quickly whiz past this again. You're going to personalize because you need to be in an awesome mood when you're looking at your gratitude journal. This thing is going to become your gratitude journal. It's going to become the reminder of how incredibly blessed you are, right? It's going to actually be your vision board, but you're going to look at it when you're in a positive state. You're going to have a lot of the past, but guess what else you're going to have? You're definitely going to have the best inner dialogue because of all of the other statements in there. You're going to send to us 10 really powerful goals, and we're going to actually put them into a graphic for you and put them into your session for you. We need to tell you, we're going to teach you how to do this yourself as well, because you must refresh regularly. Your brain requires novelty. The quantum field requires you to continually put your orders in, okay? And in different ways. So we are going to whiz past all of this. So guess what? You have a formula that includes lots of very sophisticated ingredients. We know for a fact from the research that there are lots of benefits that are outrageously amazing. We can tell you it has incredible outcomes in all sorts of clinical situations as well, all sorts of healing situations, professional situations. We've changed entire bodies of employees in organizations. So let's get down to what are we actually talking about today. I'm going to invite you, if you don't mind, to actually join us as what we call a premium member. So the minute that you join, you are actually a free member, and we want you to actually come on board as a premium member. And a premium member is literally only $9.99 a month. So it's about $120 a year. And it's going to allow you to edit your sessions, personalize your sessions, as many sessions as you like. So as you keep adding sessions, you can actually personalize all of them. You can add in photographs. I will tell you, you need stunning photographs. Dana, I'm so happy you're into the selfies. A lot of people actually manifest for other people because they don't have photographs of themselves in their vision boards. Did you know that?
I've heard that.
Okay, I love you, but I would prefer to actually manifest my dreams for myself. So it's only $9.99 a month. But what you actually get, which is really the ability to personalize, is that you actually get 2 extra sessions. You get 240 credits. One session is 120 credits. You get 2 sessions every single month.
Can I tell you something, Kim? I'm telling you something. For $9.99, okay? I just want to hear, Gail, thank you for putting, like, are you kidding? That's the easy button, $10 a month. You get 2 sessions a month, so you can start racking up sessions on different topics, because I don't know about you, but there's a lot of things in my life I like to change, right? And you can start racking up stuff on all sorts of different topics, and it gives you a break. It gives you other things to look at, right?
Totally. Now, if you pay for the year, we actually give you 2 free months.
Nice.
I know.
So that's $99 for the annual membership? Oh my gosh, that is a no-brainer.
Right.
That's a great bargain. Thank you for that, Kim.
No, but Dana, I've got something just for your group, just for Train the Brain trainers, okay? So we are going to do a couple of things. We're going to say to you, if you actually become a VIP member where we actually offer to help you and do it for you, there's going to be some extra bonuses, okay? So we are going to actually give you a 30-minute customization call, and we are going to help you to define what it is that you want, because that's really important. Like, do you want photographs of the skinny girl if actually your ideal weight is of whatever, right?
Yeah, good idea. So that you find out, like, you know, you may have more to lose or whatever it might be. Kim, I have a quick question on this. This one-on-one, this sounds like a pretty amazing high value. Is that just for like the first X number of people? Because, you know, we've got buttloads of people that have signed up for this, right?
You know what? we can actually accommodate 500 people at an absolute maximum.
That's
right?
great. That means pretty much, I mean, we've had, I think, 1,000 register for this, or almost 1,000. And so I would feel confident saying that if you go with what Kim's going to offer here today, you will get that personal consultation, which is insane. If you ask me, that's crazy. Thank you very much. So don't take it back just because I think it's crazy.
It is, but you're going to find the next thing even crazier, right? You are going to find the next thing even crazier. Wait. It gets even crazier. So, you know how one of my best friends is Christine Carlson? Well, I've actually invited a couple of my best friends to come and give their best wisdom and inspiration to this VIP group. So we're going to have some live group calls with some of these people, and some of them will be doing some energy healings, and some of them will be doing guided meditations, and some of them will actually just give you the gems, okay? So you're actually going to get some extra coaching calls so that you can really take this to the next level. There is actually a professor of neuroscience who's one of our advisors, who is here in Australia, who's a genius woman, and she's actually one of the world's leading specialists on sugar addiction. She's actually going to come and do a class as well. All right, so it gets better and better and better. Yes, of course, there's a Facebook group. So just those bonuses is actually worth more than $1,200, right? And that's just for Train Your Brain. I have to tell you, I'm not doing this with other people who aren't Dana. I love Dana. I resonate with everything that she does. I believe her. I agree with her. I am not doing this with other transformational leaders. You need to understand that. And this is a once-a-year opportunity. Now, there are 2 extra bonuses if you actually go and do this. And if you make a mistake, don't worry. We will help you, okay? So I just need to know this. If you've already pressed the buy button and you're freaked out after I tell you this, don't worry. We'll fix it, okay? I'm actually going to do an energy healing with every single person who actually becomes a VIP member. I will be one-on-one on the phone. Yes, I can do it via Skype. I can do it via WhatsApp. I can do it via Zoom, or I can actually just phone you. And it is an absolutely intense. So no matter what it is, I will tell you, I literally am famous inside the spa industry for this kind of work. You can go and Google a lot more about me and Serafini Mind Spa. But if you are dealing with a health challenge, you want an energy healing. If you are dealing with a relationship challenge, if you are dealing with a money challenge and you want a healing, I promise you, this particular energy healing will absolutely shift something significant inside of you that will allow an opening, all right? Now, it gets even better than that.
No, hold on. And that's for people who sign up within 24 hours. So you got to, and it's only for the first 100. So if you're here live, you're in a really good shape, because I think we have 123 people here right now. And of course, the replay is going out right away. And of course, I'll mail people about this. So I would highly recommend, if you want that, to do this right now.
You know what you should also do? I think go into Dana's group and say to everybody, as soon as we release the recording, hey, you want to make time to actually watch this today. I know this has been longer than we thought, but I promise you, I think it's actually really, really worthwhile.
Yeah, I'll send an email quickly too. We'll take care of that too. I agree, Kim. But do post it.
So then I'm actually going to go through a program where I'm going to teach you every single part of the building blocks. So when I mentioned the heliotropic effect, or when I mentioned Dr. Barbara Fredrickson broaden and build theory, I've actually decided that I'm going to do a special class for VIP members just in circle. So if you are a coach, a speaker, an author, if you're a healer, you're a trainer, and you really want to understand the neuroscience and the positive psychology, you actually want to know how and why it works, then we are going to invite you into a very special program.
We're all over that. You are in the right audience for that, because we're just like, we love learning about the brain and neuroscience and all of this good stuff. So I just am, yes, that's all I got to say about that.
Okay, so all of that is available to you. Plus, if you actually choose the VIP thing, we are going to offer you a service where we curate the photographs with you and we actually upload the photographs for you, right? So that would be the thing that I think would be fair for people to believe is like $500. But guess what? It's not. It's just a tiny little bit more. Tiny little bit more. Tiny little bit more. And then, because there is actually some new research, and I'm going to tell you about this, Sean Achor has written an incredible new book called Big Potential, but it's all about our social connections. And it's all, I have to tell you, like, I hyperventilate over this stuff. So what we know for a fact is that you are much more likely to achieve your goals, to accomplish what it is that you truly desire, and savor the experience and be healthier and more joyful on the process through the journey if you do it with somebody else. So be very, very, very clear as I explain this to you. We have so many members who ask us, is there a family bundle deal because I have a child or I have a sister who's got cancer or whatever, right? So only for you, and only if you take advantage of the VIP option, you are actually going to be able to give us the name and email address of one other family member. They can be a niece or a nephew, they can be a child, they can be a sister, they can be a parent, and we will gift this to a second person so that you can actually have an accountability partner, okay?
Kim, you're blowing my flipping mind. It's
unbelievable
that you're doing all this. Seriously, I just can't even believe that. So, okay. All right. I'm just going to let you continue because I just think this is so unreal.
Now, only if you're a Train the Brain programmer, and only if you are in the VIP circle and you actually come to those classes that are starting at the beginning of January about neuroscience, positive psychology, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, you will be able to become a professional with your own session, just like Dana has her own session. And instead of paying the 10 grand total package price, there is actually something that is literally a tiny percentage of that. But I will not reveal what it is. And I'll only tell the VIP people is. But just as I've been incredibly over the top here, I promise you I'm going to be incredibly over the top if you want your own session for commercial and business reasons.
Okay, hold on. Let me just get this right. So you've got the regular, the free thing everybody here should sign up for. Train Your Brain code. Okay, you at least get the one session free. If you upgrade to the year program, you've got an awesome opportunity to get 2 at a time. And now everything 2 a month. Build your library for $100 a year. But if you upgrade to VIP, you not only get everything that you just told about here, but you also have the opportunity to create your own session. Like I created Train Your Brain for Abundance that you can use with your clients at a very special, incredible discounted price that you're not going to reveal because it's like only for those VIP people. Am I with you so far? Okay. Wow. All right. Go ahead. Hit us with the price now. You know, remember now, everybody was saying this is like $2,000 and $5,000 and whatever to be VIP. So let's hear what you got to say.
$159 for the entire year. Right?
Unbelievable. You get the so instead of $99, $159, is that how that works?
Correct.
So you're really only talking about $60 extra.
Yeah. And you get 2 for 1. You need your accountability partner. You need to be in social support to transform your life. It is one of the key ingredients.
I just can't even believe it. No, I can't even believe it. So I got to go through a list of what you get when you go to the 159 level. Let me get back on this now. You get the training with all the neuroscientists. Notice how that's the first one I remember, right? We get the training with all the neuroscientists. No offense, Kim. You get the one-on-one call with Kim, the energy healing, which is also equally valuable. You get the done for you session. Is that right? Done for you is included in this at the 159. So you get the to be able to send your goals and your favorite, stuff. You get the consultation so that you can define what that is, which is also a personal service. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. And you get 2 for 1, and you get to invite your friend with this, and you get the opportunity to make your own should you go down that path as well. Wow. Yeah. I'm just shocked. Kim, this is so generous of you. You're just blowing my mind. You're blowing my mind.
Well, and you know what, Dana? Like, this is actually because of you. Because you are the most unbelievably beautiful, gorgeous, amazing human being that I actually have the honor, privilege, and pleasure to work with. And everybody here on this call actually also recognizes that. We have never done anything even remotely like this. Everybody who's listening, I need you to know, I actually didn't even tell Dana about you can actually have a family member included because I wanted I just wanted to give her some kind of deliciousness, some kind of,
I'm trying to just like open my heart and take in all that feel good. You just like, that makes me feel so good, Kim. And I feel so touched and so happy, and I'm so appreciative of this. It's just amazing. I love this. And somebody asked, is it okay if they have a friend or teammate come with them instead of a family member? Are you okay with that? Like somebody on their team that they work with?
If they consider them to be like family. See, Mayumi works with me every day, all day, and I consider her to be my family, right? So absolutely, I'm going to say for sure, all right?
I love it. And so for those of you who have Mind PT, understand that this is a completely different program, because you have the option to add those done for you pictures. You have the option, I don't even know that you mentioned it, Kim, but you can actually add your own done for you statements these are editable, if that's a word. And so it's a different kind of a service. It's been upgraded. The sessions that you have in Mind PT, as they upgrade, remember how she said slowly they're bringing stuff over and stuff is coming over, and most of those will transfer, so you'll get them, but you must have the account in Positive Prime to take advantage of, first of all, even just, let's say you say, look, I'm cool with just going with $99 a year and building my library with the new stuff, and that's perfectly fine too. In Positive Prime, if you sign up and use Train Your Brain, you can just do the 1-year purchase price and get that. But if you want to go for the $159, what will happen is that you will get all of this extra goodness, and especially if you can sign up within 24 hours and be one of the first 100 coming in, that's a pretty huge bonus, considering we've got 120 plus people on the session right now. So that's just like, wow. It's just, wow. Thank you so much, Kim. I feel so privileged. It's awesome. So basically they upgrade in the program. Is that how they do it? They go in here, and can you show them the button to push?
Okay. So what you're going to need to do is I'm going to go back here because I've got 2 accounts open. You're going to need to go, once you're inside, you'll see here's your dashboard. You'll need to go into upgrade account, and inside upgrade account is actually where you find it. All right. Once you've upgraded, what will happen, so you choose this VIP concierge service and you just choose subscribe, and it goes through with your credit card easily. If you need to pay by PayPal, if you must, then you're actually going to have to organize it with us manually, and that's okay. Remember, it's support@positiveprime.com to actually access Mayumi. I'm just going to also tell everybody this because, here I am. So can you see, this is in settings. Everybody on the planet has their own referral code, right?
Cool.
And I'm going to explain to you why you may want to use your referral code, because when other team members, I'm going to give you an example, right? Over here, we have one, I'm going to go in here. We have one leader in a big network marketing company, and let's call it an essential oils. I think you're probably going to see it. Anyway, they've got like 8,000 team members. And so we actually created a session for them. It's one of those professional options. And it's called, I think, Building, the name of the company. And it doesn't appear in the shop, okay? So we have hundreds of sessions that don't appear in the shop that are actually only available to, employees in organizations or members of certain industry associations, et cetera, right? So there's 1,000 different options here. But anyway, what happens is that particular leader gives their particular referral code out to their team members, and that particular referral code gives those team members the session, right? And I've got the session because I actually had to watch it, to quality control it, to approve it, and it's now gone to all of those team members. Now,
that's cool. That could also work for coaches too, right, Kim?
Totally, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We have, we literally, I think we've got 360 coaches that have been through our certification program that have their own session.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. You go ahead. What were you going to say?
Well, what's even more bizarre and wonderful and amazing is that every single time someone uses your referral code, you are actually gifted with 120 credits, and they are gifted with 120 credits. And so now she has thousands of credits, and she can actually go and acquire as many sessions as she likes, even though she's already a VIP member and she's personalized her sessions and everything else like that. But there isn't there's just so much scope here.
So let me see if I want to paraphrase this back, because this is a big benefit and I don't want people to miss it. So you get the $159 package today, and because you get the VIP package, you have the opportunity, if you want, for a very special price, to create a session that maybe features your work as a life coach, or as maybe a tapping expert, or a Reiki professional, or psychic, or your particular philosophy in your network marketing team. I know that was big for me when I was in direct sales. The company had a certain philosophies, and we were pretty much like into the brain training and had little different philosophies, but I wanted people to be able to use something like this. Well, you could create your own personal, build your XYZ business, or do it, and then you can give it to people. You can gift it to clients, or you can, send it to people who are affiliated with your team, or whatever situation you're in with your business. I mean, that's pretty big. That could be a really nice bonus with a coaching package too, to be able to say, plus you get this to also add it, and you send them your referral code. That's kind of cool. I like that, Kim.
Thank you, Dana. And like Jack Canfield has a summary of the success principles, his book, and he gives it to all of the people who go through his program, right? It's the same with Joe Vitale. It's the same with, lots of other people. Anyway, okay, so I can't help it. I really can't help it. If you are interested in the professional package, I have to tell you, we have a production schedule, and we also have a limit, right? So it's not infinite. We can literally only accommodate 50. I hate even saying this, because I have to feel, how do we scale this? But I can only accommodate 50 brain trainers at that really special price. So I'm going to let you glimpse it, okay? So it's normally $5,000 to create a session, but this is what it's going to be. I'm not going to say it out loud because it's only for you, right?
That's it. That right there on the left, the upper left-hand corner.
Yep, that's it.
So if you do sign up for the VIP program and you see that this might be something where you could have your own personal signature, program, for that price, you end up getting your own signature. That's kind of like amazing. That's like unbelievable.
Well, interestingly enough, I will tell you, Dana, the reason why it's going to be so amazing for your group is because I'm going to include the certification so that they can actually be certified, right? But which is why they have to be participating in the course that starts at the beginning of June, because you can't be somebody who leverages this for commercial business reasons, for your own like healing and coaching and etc. if you don't understand the science. You have to actually, as well as all the esoterics. And so I have to be able to teach that to you and make sure you really get it. And I need for you to be able to communicate what and why and how it works, right?
I just love that you give that as a certification. It's like, where else do you get certified in this stuff? It's so, sometimes you feel like you're learning from the book of life and you're reading all these books, and it's so nice that somebody's out there going, no, systematically, this is how your brain works. This is what you need to know about positive psychology. I mean, it's just fantastic. I just flip and love it. It's so good.
And I will tell you, like, we've got a company, for example, and so we're doing a trial of the beta at the moment, but they actually want to know when their employees, so if you're a coach, imagine this, if you're a client, they want to know if they're actually watching a session, how long they're watching it for, and what session they're watching. So we've actually built this new piece of management software that actually will allow you to see what your clients are doing, for compliance purposes, that'll all be private and secure and everything else like that. We've also had quite a few queries from people who basically want to be able to have the session that we have, but they want it on their website. So they actually want an API so they can actually sit it inside their own website. So there's a lot of things that we're doing in our professional, corporate work. I know.
Okay, so Kim, hold on. We got a few questions that I can't answer. So somebody wants to know, does VIP include the same as the signature program, i.e. the group masterclass private session, et cetera, since it's not actually listed on the VIP upgrade? But that's because you're doing that special for...
Yes, it's a typo. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yes, it is.
Yeah, and also I bet you the 2-for-1 might not be listed on the upgrade because she's doing a lot of these bonuses special just for this group. So if you don't see something that she's mentioned on here, be assured that it's included. She's just added, and like I say, I didn't even know about the one bonus. And so then the other thing is Dee Terrell and Sally Page want to know how to sign up for the professional certification and if it starts in June. And I think what you're saying is that, first of all, yes, the certification does start in June. And the way to sign up is to get the VIP program, and then you will get an invite to create your own program, and you'll automatically get certification included with that, which is like the best price ever. You know, you can't beat that. I don't know about you, but I've seen so many certifications that are like 2,000, 4,000, 5,000, 10,000 and up. And so the fact that she's willing to include certification with this is amazing.
Well, and Dana, we actually do charge $5,000 to an HR manager who wants to be certified, right? So we actually do charge $5,000 for our certification.
Wow, see? Told you.
I'm including it for you guys because you've already got a foundation that we can work with. You've already got like this incredible.
I got to tell you, I got to answer. I got to answer this right now, Kim. Hold on. So because people, so first of all, if you want to minimize the Zoom screen, you have to do that yourself. You just go hover to the top and it'll give you a viewing option. You can exit full screen view and then you can sign up. I love when questions come through like, can you please minimize the screen so I can sign up? Yes, go sign up at Positive Prime. Remember to include the code Train Your Brain because that's where all of these come in. Next question is, where do you go to sign up? N. Longenecker, just put the URL in there where to sign up. After you're in there, look on the left-hand side, like Kim has showing here, and the very bottom choice is upgrade account, and then you can choose this $159 to upgrade. Boban Prime by Dana, that's funny, that's good. And then the other question is, how do we sign a partner up for the 2-for-1? After you're signed up, for the $159, you send the email address to support@Positive Prime, and Mayumi will get you sorted out. Am I right on all that? And Mayumi, by the way, I expected Kim to get up at 4 in the morning to be here, but I just want to give a special thank you and shout out to you for getting up at 4 in the morning to come and join us. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I get all that? Sorry to interrupt you, Kim, but I just didn't want people to not get answers because I know myself when I want to sign up for something, I'm like, everyone shut up right now. I'm trying to figure this out.
Yeah, okay. So it's really super simple. Go to positiveprime.com, sign up for free with Train Your Brain. Once you're inside, you'll see upgrade account. Go to upgrade account and basically go select the VIP concierge service. I promise you we will send an email that actually repeats what we need to repeat. So let me just go back here because this is where it is. You get everything that you need. You get basically, I have to tell you also, who knows RTT and Marissa Peer, because we're launching her I Am Enough session. And the reason why she's partnered with us is because she believes that this is the closest thing to the most sophisticated visual hypnotherapy treatment she's ever come across, right?
Yeah, so, and some of you might remember, I've used Marissa Peer as an example in certain things about, she's one of the best, actually probably the best fertility hypnotherapist in the world. It costs like 3,500 pounds just to get a session with her, one session. And her best mantra that she shares around the world, and I couldn't agree with her more, is I am enough. And that is the session that Kim's talking about here. I love it. You have the opportunity to get that. And remember, with this VIP, you get to pick 2 sessions every month. So pretty cool.
That's exactly what I mean. So we have constantly released new and amazing programs, and that's worth $480 all on and by itself, because if you had to go and buy the credits, basically a session is effectively $20, and $20 really gets you like 120 credits, right? So the interesting thing is that you then, all right, you get an appointment with me. You also get a customization call. You also have us to answer you. We promise we'll support you. You're going to be invited to some live group calls. We're actually going to be going through some extra coaching with you. You're going to be involved in the VIP Facebook group. You're actually going to get all of that. Plus, if you actually do participate today, you're actually going to get an energy healing session, some actual time with me personally, one-on-one. And you're also going to be included in the VIP circle, which is the course, which is the certification program, okay? It's the beginning of it. It's the neuroscience stuff. And so all of that, like seriously, it's kind of ridiculous. But even on top of that, we're actually going to personalize one session for you. We're going to curate photos. So let's just say you want to go to Bora Bora. We will actually do the work where we put the photographs of Bora Bora into your private collection. You will send us photographs with like an email with an attachment with your family, your pets, your highlights of your life, and we'll do the uploading for you. And then if that wasn't enough, you're going to email us the actual name and email address of somebody. You've already, by the way, you have to have actually explained to them exactly what this is. They have to say yes. They have to actually really want to be your second and your accountability partner, and both of you are going to have to watch Positive Prime every day for 3 minutes at a minimum, right? So you have to actually, you know, make sure you get their acceptance, their approval, right? Don't be sending us email addresses of people you just hope might use it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. And Kim and Gail, you're so right. My brain is absolutely going to explode. Gail makes a really good point here where she's like, look, if you're just paying the monthly $9.99 a month, you're going to pay $120 a year anyway. And so it's like, for a few extra bucks, you not only get yourself, but you get another person to come with you. It's a total no-brainer, and I couldn't agree with you. And my brain is going to explode. I just can't believe it. I just keep sitting here trying to contain myself and not overtalk you, Kim. So I'm going to try to be quiet again now. Go ahead.
Okay,
you can speak.
And then sort yourself out with us manually for the professional package if that's what you want. Remember, we can only accommodate 50 people, and we are starting at the beginning of June. We do have a payment plan. If you want a consultation, like how am I going to use this? I've got 300 plus real case studies of real coaches, real, you know, New York Times bestselling authors, real, you know, world-class speakers. You know, look, I'm just going to tell you about something interesting about my own photographs. I actually thought, in my wildest imagination, what would I like to manifest? I'd really like to be invited by the Queen of England to the tea party, or maybe I'd like to be invited to one of the palaces of one of the European royals. Like seriously, like just get totally outrageous. Guess what? I applied for the TED event in Monaco, where they're choosing 10 people for ideas that will change the world with Prince Albert. And I'm one of the 10 and the only female.
I've got such goosebumps. I can't stand it. I've got total goosies. That is so flippin' cool. Congratulations for you. And there you go. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. It's so easy. Judy, you do not need to know who the other family member is when you sign up, because you'll have to send the email address. So sign up and then go ask, you know, the person and get their permission, because you want them to actually use this. Then send the email. Okay.
Excellent.
Gosh, everybody's giving you big kudos, Kim. That is like incredible. Wow.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will look forward to connecting with you personally, and I can say that deep into your soul.
Oh.
Thank you, Dana, for giving us this opportunity.
Okay, we don't have to go, do we? Let's just all hang out. We can go get like get a gin and tonic or whatever your choice, mimosas over there in Australia. I'm totally teasing. Okay, hold on. Everybody is giving you so much love and so many thank yous. I want to remind you to go to positiveprime.com and enter the code Train Your Brain, because you get, first of all, the session that I personally made and Kim put into her amazing, wonderful software automatically. You automatically can experience it and see what it's like, and it'll really give you an idea of what it would be like to be priming your brain like that every single day with multiple sessions. You know, if you want, upgrade and just get a couple of sessions a month, but at the price point she's given and at the timeline given, I would really suggest that if you're thinking about this, then trust that that's a nudge, that this is the next logical step in your brain training progression. Like if you're feeling like, gosh, I'd really like to do that, then I would just like to suggest that it's really the right idea at the right time for you right now. And I feel just really humbled that you did so much for this group. I knew you were going to surprise me, but I'm just trying to just breathe and take in how much value you're offering us at just such a crazy, ridiculous price, Kim. I couldn't thank you enough for being here and sharing your wisdom and your time and this generous offer with all of us. Thank you. That's all. I just like talk about gratitude. There it is.
Thank you. Do you know what? Okay, little things. If you forgot to put the code in, don't worry. We'll fix you manually. Just let us know. Okay. If you forgot to put the code in, trust me, we'll fix it. If you've got questions, we'll help you. If you want to remember the referral code, it's Train Your Brain. And there was something else, Dana. Oh, gosh, I offered if somebody wanted to stay to the end, we'd do something super amazing. So not only did you get an extra 120 credits as a gift, we're going to gift you being happier. right? And being happier is the actual session we did the scientific research on, and what we're going to do so that we know that you're actually here to the end is send us an email, support@positiveprime.com, say, I stayed till the end. I'd like being happier. Being happier is the session we will gift you, so you don't have to use your credits for it. And we will actually send you the PDF of the statements so that you can actually have it like a study guide.
That is so flippin' cool. I cannot believe you're doing that. Okay, I have a question then. For people, if we send this out to friends and we give it to the replay to them and they stay to the end, will you do that for them too?
Absolutely, absolutely. If they watch the replay to the end, and look, if you're like me, you've got a plug-in into Google Chrome that allows you to play everything at 2 times the speed. So I watch everything that's an hour or 2 in an hour or less.
That's so great. I'm just so like, I just feel this is so awesome. How cool is this? And you want to know what's really cool? If you are here, there are still 85 people here. And I just want to say, give yourself a big pat on the back about how awesome you are that you stayed with this, because this means like you love to learn, you love the brain, you love unconscious mind training, conscious mind training, other consciousness training. I mean, you are a rock star, and I want you to know that direct from me to you, and Kim too.
Love you. Thank you so much.
Mwah.
And I'll look forward to getting to know you all a lot better.
Remember to write Mayumi if you have any questions, support@positiveprime.com. And thank you all for being here. And thank you to Kim. Happy day to everybody. I love you. See you soon. Bye, everybody.
All right. Bye.